Hi, I'm Becca, and this is my husband, Gabe.
That's me.
Welcome to the podcast celebrating Jack Russell Terrier dogs.
And all the joys of companionship with canines of every kind.
Each week, we'll explore all the heartfelt, humbling, and hilarious stories that only dog parents can truly relate to. We're Jack Russell Parents.
Howdy, puppy parents.
Hope you're having a great week. We are, but we're in a bit of a conundrum.
A quandary.
A dilemma, yes. So perhaps you puppy parents can help us settle this debate. We can't decide which of us is more like a Jack Russell.
You are.
No, you. And I'll prove it right now in front of the whole world by playing a game.
The whole world, okay. All right, so what's the game?
We'll take turns saying how the other is like a JRT with the phrase, "You know how I know you're like a Jack Russell," and the first person to break loses.
That sounds simple enough.
Mm-hmm.
You sure you want to do this, though? Because I'm pretty sure you're going to lose. It's going to be humiliating.
No, I don't think so. I think I'll do just fine.
I agree to disagree. Okay, ladies first.
Okay. You know how I know you're like a Jack Russell? Because you have a fuzzy face.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
It's my turn.
You're stalling, delaying your inevitable loss.
Okay. You know how I know you're like a Jack Russell?
Hmm.
Because you're persnickety in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Does that count as a break?
No, I'm just thinking. You know how I know you're like a Jack Russell? Because you want to play and mess around at inopportune times.
It's inopportune for you, maybe.
Hmm.
You know how I know you're like a Jack Russell? Because you're fiercely loyal to your loved ones.
Oh, well, that's a good thing. You know how I know you're like a Jack Russell? Because you're very protective of your home.
Also true and good. You know how I know you're like a Jack Russell? Because you're fearless sometimes when you feel the need to be.
You know how I know you're like a Jack Russell? Because sometimes your breath smells like kibble.
Okay. What flavor?
Oh, salmon or turkey.
Not salmon and turkey combined?
No.
Not the combo pack?
Why?
Okay. You know how I know you're like a Jack Russell? Because you don't like strangers.
You know how I know you're like a Jack Russell? Because you hate baths and showers, apparently.
Only on vacation.
Gross. The most important time to take one.
You know I know you're like a Jack Russell? Because the world revolves around your bathroom schedule.
Ooh, burn. You know how I know you're like a Jack Russell? Because you yell at the neighbors through the fence even when they're not home.
I have no idea what you're talking about. You know how I know you're like a Jack Russell? Because your hair is on everything I own.
You're welcome. You know how I know you're like a Jack Russell? Because you scare yourself with your own farts.
Okay.
You even scared Carson with your farts. Do you remember the one time in particular?
Yes, I do.
He ran to the front door and started barking because he thought someone had pounded on the door. Loud, explosive fart.
How many times are you going to say it? Okay, fine, you win. All right, jeez.
You can't top that one, can you?
No. All right.
All right.
Here,
Thank
you get the sound effect, the cheering sound effect. Here you go.
Yay! Thank you. Thank you, world.
Okay, 2 rounds of applause. Okay, there you go.
Yay!
Yay, you and my wall shaking farts.
That's right. Okay. And on that note, I think it's time for Puppy Parent Replies. We asked y'all to play the game as well, and your answers were hilarious. We asked you to complete the sentence, "My spouse or partner is like a Jack Russell because they blank." Here are some of the highlights. Melanie C. says, "Mine needs constant stimulation and entertainment and very protective and adorable."
Oh, she went the sweet route.
That's
You should take notes. Rudy G says, "Takes things that don't belong to them."
We know that.
Klepto in the family.
Amber M says, "They have a one-tracked mind. Get one thing on their mind, and there's no way of changing it until they complete whatever it is." That's so true.
Jennifer C. says, "They're always by my side."
Oh, another sweet one. I love it. Martine H says, "Loves sleeping."
And she
And it looks-
tagged.
Yeah, she tagged her husband.
Jane T says, my husband is like a Jack Russell because when his battery dies, he's done.
Yeah, that's so true. They play hard and then conk out. Paul M says, sorry. Their spouse is like a Jack Russell because they are short and feisty.
Notice he didn't tag her in that.
Well, yes, Paul. She might think that is a compliment. The feisty part.
Yeah.
Could be great.
Lord Robert M says, they never stop barking, but I love her.
Oh, well, we have a little bit of a yap in us. Lucy L says, because he eats everything.
Okay. June M says, he won't take no for an answer. Cry, laugh emoji. Okay.
That can mean a lot of things. Val H says, he spends hours looking through the window for anything that moves.
Okay. Carol F says.
Speechless.
Carol F says, loves to bark, follows you everywhere, loves to play ball, etc. every day. Okay.
So just like a Jack Russell. Mary A says, because she is the best snuggler ever. Aww.
Sandra H says, inspects all the tracks in our yard and driveway. Who's walking on my lawn?
That's right. Nicole C says, very stubborn.
Laura C says, my Jack Russell is better behaved than my partner. The Jack Russell listens.
Oh, man. Annalise G says that their partner is like a Jack Russell because they are relentless.
Yes. David T says, they're difficult to get out of bed in the morning.
I like that one.
Sometimes Carson was like, he'll just stay in bed. He'll ignore us completely.
He don't got no place to go. He don't have a job. He's everything to do. He's just chilling. Crystal H says, takes naps on the couch and wakes up with cobwebs. That's how long the naps are.
Okay. And Julius D says, they are so adorable.
Aww.
End on a sweet one.
And I think that might be the thing. That's probably the best one. I think you're like a Jack Russell because you're adorable.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. I think all of us might have a bit of Jack Russell spirit in us from time to time. But like our pups, let's remember and focus on how much we love our significant others, despite their propensity for flatulence.
Hey.
Aloha Mama Apparel wants to spread the spirit of aloha. Genesis Belote, the creator of Aloha Mama Apparel, was born on the mainland and resides in Southern California. But she cherishes her Hawaiian culture and honors the half of her family that lives on the islands. She loves being a mama and a designer. At Aloha Mama, they know being a mama is hard work, but it's the best work. That's why they style mamas and kiddos in apparel that is bright and filled with beachy vibes. For the cutest casual attire celebrating the spirit of aloha, go to shopalohamama.com. That's shop, ALOHAMAMA.com. Shopalohamama.com. Did you enjoy this episode? Did you learn from the content? Or did you just have a good, relatable laugh? Well, now what? It's time to subscribe, follow, keep listening, and give a positive review on the Apple Podcast app. Then share the podcast with other puppy parents. This will allow us to connect you and your friends with fun, dog-loving content week after week. Until next time, this is Becca and Gabe, the Jack Russell parents.
Say bye, Carson.
We'd love to connect with you online at jackrussellparents.com or on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at JRT Podcasts. That's at JRT for Jack Russell Terrier Podcast.
The Jack Russell Parents Podcast is produced by Earball Audio.
Jack Russell Parents is brought to you in part by Super Chewer. From the makers of BarkBox, Super Chewer is a themed monthly delivery of toys and treats made especially for dogs who play harder and demand a challenge. Simply go to jackrussellparents.com and click the Super Chewer link to enjoy their great offers while also supporting our podcast.